Ram Ram Ram, Sarvebhyah Hritpurvaka Namaskaraha. Welcome to class 52 of Learn to Chant Bhagavad Gita webinar. We have commenced with chapter 10, Vibhuti Yogaha, and we have completed the first 7 verses. So we will be revising those and begin with the 8th verse today. We are going to be chanting the Dhyana shlokas in the beginning of the webinar. And last time I taught you Sri Durga Parameshwari Stotram, composed by Sringeri Jagadguravaha, praying for the health and well-being of everyone. So I will chant that stotram once for the benefit of those who did not learn it in the first session of the webinar, and then we will move on to chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita. Adya Garuda Panchami asti. Garuda Panchami Parvanah Sarvebhyah Hritpurvaka Shubhashayaha. Warm wishes to all of you on this auspicious occasion of Garuda Panchami, or also known as Naga Panchami, and Shravana Shanivasaraha. So let us begin. We have panelists today: Anuradha Bhagini, Ishu, Neha, Rama Bhagini, Suvarna Bhagini. So welcome to all the panelists also who will be helping us with the Anucharanam. Gururev Gatirgurumev Bhaje Gurunaiv Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guroh Paramam Shishurasmi Guroho Matirasti Gurau Mama Pahi Guro Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum Sringeri Jagadguru Virachitam Shri Durga Parameshwari Stotram Etavantam Samayam Sarvapadbhyopi Rakshanam Kritva Deshasya Paramidanim Tatasthyam Vahasi Durgam Aparadha Bahushah Khalu Putranam Pratipadam Bhavantyeva Ko va sahate loke sarvamstan mataram vihayaikam ma bhaja durge tatasthyam putrakeshu dineshu ke va grinhanti sutan matratyak vadambike loke itah param va jagadamba jatu deshasya roga pramukha padosya nasyustatha kurvachalam kripam ityabhyarthanam me safali kurushva Papahina janatavana dakshaha santi nirjara varana kiyantaha papapurna jana rakshana daksham tvam vina bhuvi paranna viloke. We have learned the Dhyana shlokas and combining with some of the Phalashruti shlokas as well in the last 2 classes. Like I mentioned in the previous class, we are going to be chanting only some of the important Dhyana shlokas from this class onwards. The others you can revise from the previous lesson. So we will confine ourselves to few important ones and then move on to the first verse of the first chapter, then Vibhuti Yoga. पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रनेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुल्लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। गीतासु गीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्मात् विनिसृता। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गम् लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय। ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ दशमोऽध्यायः विभूतियोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच भूय एव महाबाहो शृणु मे परमं वचः यत्तेऽहं प्रीयमाणाय वक्ष्यामि हितकाम्यया। न मे विदुः सुरगणाः प्रभवन्न महर्षयः अहमादिर्हि देवानां महर्षीणां च सर्वशः यो मामजमनादिं च वेत्ति लोकमहेश्वरम् असम्मूढः समर्थ्येषु सर्वपापैः प्रमुच्यते बुद्धिर्ज्ञानमसम्मोहः क्षमा सत्यं दमः शमः सुखं दुःखं भवो भावः भयं चाभयमेव च अहिंसा समता तुष्टिः तपोदानयशो यशः भवन्ति भावा भूतानां मत्त एव पृथग्विधाः महर्षयः सप्त पूर्वे चत्वारो मनवस्तथा मद्भावा मानसा जाताः येषां लोक इमाः प्रजाः एतां विभूतिं योगञ्च मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः सोऽविकम्पेन योगेन युज्यते नात्र संशयः. So we will commence learning from the 8th verse onwards. Okay, someone has requested for the 7th verse to be taught again. So I will teach the 7th verse also. And I've received another question. Yes, 7th. Yes, I will teach the 7th verse also. And then we will move ahead from there. And in the 6th verse, there is one doubt that there is no visarga in the book, in one of the books. Madbhava, Manasa, Jata is given. So that is another rule of visarga. So basically, when there is one kind of visarga sandhi, which we call visarga lopa. Lopa means the visarga disappears. Then because of the sandhi karya, there is no visarga shown here, and it would be written as madbhava manasa jata yesham loka imah prajaha. However, as this is at the end of a pada, jataha, and we are stopping there, therefore we split the sandhi and we chant the visarga completely. So that is another rule of visarga sandhi. Whenever there is visarga lopa, that is the visarga disappears by virtue of sandhi karya. However, if that visarga is at the end of a pada where we are stopping, pausing, then we chant the visarga. We do not combine the sandhi and make the lopa there. So this you will come across not only here, in many other verses as well. So we have in our text, which is shown on the slides, whenever we are splitting and when the visarga is at the end of a pada, we have already shown the visarga to you, so that you will know that the visarga has to be chanted. In some books, like I said, they would have combined the sandhi, therefore there is visarga lopa, and they would not have given you the visarga there. But it's not a mistake, it's just that we are splitting the sandhi and chanting the visarga here. So I hope that is clear. Whenever such verses we come across, I will be explaining to you. Then how do we identify end of pada? So in this pada, like I told you, means quarter of a verse. So in this particular chandas means meter. In Sanskritam, we call it chandas. This is called anushtup. In anushtup chandas, each pada has 8 letters, because the entire shloka is 8 into 4, that is 32 letters. So each pada, that is each quarter, has 8 letters. Let's take this example. Maharshayah sapta purve. So if you count the number of letters in this pada, it will be 8. Till here is 1 quarter. Second quarter, chatvaro manavas tatha, again 8. Similarly, madbhava manasa jataha, 8 letters. Yesham loka imaf prajaha, 8 letters. So that is how you identify end of a pada in Anushtup. And of course, even the raga, the tune in which we chant, automatically when you chant a few verses, you will get the tune. When it is at the end of a pada, you will automatically give a pause. So in this particular chandas, 8 letters form one pada. Like I already told you in the first class, that is after we commenced, there are two kinds of chandas in Bhagavad Gita. One is Anushtup, second is Upajati. Upajati chandas are 4-line verses. Those who have already learned some chapters of the Bhagavad Gita will be familiar. So in those, each pada is bigger. There are 11 letters in each pada. But for these, predominantly you have this chandas, that is Anushtup. Each quarter has 8 letters. I hope that is clear. Is there any way to count 8 letters? It is just simple counting, like mad, bhava, manasa, jataha. Count each letter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hope you're following the highlighter on the screen, which I showed you. Again here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you just count. There is no other method. You just count the letters and you get 8 letters in each pada. So yeah, that is how it is. Now we will start with the 7th verse. Okay. Anuradha Bhagini, request you to please share your webcam and mic. Etam vibhutim yogancha.
एतां विभूतिं योगञ्च एतां विभूतिं योगञ्च
मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः
मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः
सोऽविकम्पेन योगेन
सोऽविकम्पेन योगेन सोऽविकम्पेन योगेन
युज्यते नात्र संशयः
युज्यते नात्र संशयः युज्यते नात्र संशयः.
Uttamam. So here you have yogam cha, anuswara followed by cha. So optionally we combine the sandhi and chant it as yogancha. However, it is also correct to chant it as yogam cha. We are consistently combining the sandhis, so we chant it as yogancha. Etam vibhutim yogancha मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः
एतां विभूतिं योगञ्च मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः एतां विभूतिं योगञ्च मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः
सोऽविकम्पेन योगेन युज्यते नात्र संशयः
सोऽविकम्पेन योगेन युज्यते नात्र संशयः सोऽविकम्पेन योगेन युज्यते नात्र संशयः.
Here all of you please note, Vetti is the word. So there is a second t. It is a Sanyukta Akshara, that is combined letter. So t plus e, this veti, both the tas should be heard. So please do not chant it as veti. Generally, there's a tendency to ignore the t there. Please be careful. Mamayo veti tatvatah. So veti here, there is a and a ti. So both should be heard clearly. We'll chant once more. Etam vibhutim yogancha mama yo vetti tatvatah sovikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayah.
एतां विभूतिं योगञ्च मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः सोऽविकम्पेन योगेन युज्यते नात्र संशयः.
उत्तमम्. धन्यवादः भगिनी. Next issue. अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवः issue. I'm not able to hear you.
अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवः अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवः
मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते
मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते
इति मत्वा भजन्ते माम्
इति मत्वा भजन्ते माम् इति मत्वा भजन्ते माम्
बुधा भावसमन्विताः
बुधा भावसमन्विताः बुधा भावसमन्विताः.
Yes, so here please note the Mahapranas. Prabhavah bhajante buddha bhava samanvitaha. And here sarvasya prabhavah. It's a dvitvam. So there has to be a p before chanting prabhavah. So aham sarvasya prabhavah. Dvitvam, it's as the name itself suggests, dvi, twice. So even though there is no p here, it's a rule of pronunciation. This is a Sanyuktakshara preceded by a hrasva. So here aham sarvasya prabhavah mattaha sarvam. Visarga followed by sa. You get visarga sakara sandhi. So mattas sarvam. Yes. So we'll chant this again. Aham sarvasya prabhavah mattas sarvam pravartate.
अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवः मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवः मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते
इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधा भावसमन्विताः
इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधा भावसमन्विताः इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधा भावसमन्विताः
अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवः मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधा भावसमन्विताः
अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवः मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधा भावसमन्विताः
Uttamam.
अहं
Dhanyawad. Ashu. Here, some books might have Prabhavo. That is also correct. But again, Prabhavo would be by virtue of a Visarga Sandhi. However, as it is at the end of a pada, the Visarga, and we are splitting, we consistently follow the rule of splitting the Sandhi when it is at the end of a pada. Therefore, we chant it as Prabhavaha. Some of them you would hear chanting as Prabhavo. That is also not wrong. But as we are pausing, we suggest it is better if you split the Sandhi because you are pausing and you're not chanting together. Therefore, we chant it as Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. If some books have it as Prabhavo, now you know the reason why that is so. We will move to the next verse. Neha. Machchitta madgata pranaha.
मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणाः मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणाः
बोधयन्तः परस्परम्
बोधयन्तः परस्परम् बोधयन्तः परस्परम्
कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यम्
कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यम् कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यम्
तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
Here bodhayantah, dha is mahaprana. Kathayantascha, tha is mahaprana here. So, and here it is cha at the end, that is a hrisva. So please be careful, do not prolong it as cha while chanting. And here a visarga followed by pa is upadhmaniya. So you chant it as bodhayantah parasparam. And some books again may not have a visarga here. You might have it as machchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam. But at visarga at the end of a pada, again I'm repeating. So you split the sandhi and you chant the visarga completely here. We will repeat. Machchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam.
मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणाः बोधयन्तः परस्परम् मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणाः बोधयन्तः परस्परम्
कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यम् तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यम् तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
Uttamam. Here again one more thing which I wanted to point out. Madgata pranaha dvitvam. Again here madgata pranaha. So when you listen carefully, you will hear that there is a second pull coming there. Madgata pranaha. That second pull which you hear, that is dvitvam. It's a rule of pronunciation. Though while writing we do not write the second pull there, but while chanting, like I told you in the first class, dharma kshetre kurukshetre, there again there is a dvitvam before kshetre. Similarly here, madgata pranaha, madchitta madgata pranaha bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च
मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणाः बोधयन्तः परस्परम् कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च।
उत्तमं नेहा, धन्यवादाः। पृथ्वी भगिनी। तेषां सततयुक्तानां
तेषां सततयुक्तानां
भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकम् ददामि बुद्धियोगन्तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते। Here yogam plus tam. Here the anuswara followed by ta. So we combine the sandhi and chant it as yogantam. It is also correct to chant it as yogam tam. That is also right. But for consistency, we are following it everywhere. Here we chant it as yogantam. We'll repeat. Tesham satata yuktanam भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकम्।
तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकम्
ददामि बुद्धियोगन्तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते।
ददामि बुद्धियोगन्तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते। ददामि बुद्धियोगन्तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते।
तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकम् ददामि बुद्धियोगन्तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते।
तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकम् ददामि बुद्धियोगन्तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते। तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकम् ददामि बुद्धियोगन्तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते।
उत्तमं, धन्यवादाः पृथ्वी. So here Bhagavan is saying तेषां सततयुक्तानां प्रीतिपूर्वकं भजतां तं बुद्धियोगं ददामि येन ते माम् upayanti. So what does it mean? Tesham, for those satata yuktanam. Satatam means nirantaram, always. Satata yuktanam, who are always thinking of me, who are always meditating on Bhagavan. Preeti purvakam bhajatam. Preeti purvakam, out of lot of love and affection. Bhajatam, who worship. So Bhagavan says, for those who worship him with a lot of love and affection and think of him, meditate upon him continuously, for such persons, tam buddhi yogam dadami, I bless them with that buddhi yoga. Buddhi means wisdom, that yoga of wisdom, by which te, yena, by which te mam upayanti, they reach me. So Bhagavan says that whoever thinks of him continuously and prays to him with love, he will bless them with that buddhi, that particular yoga of wisdom by which they can reach him. So this verse is very relevant both for you know, the spiritual upliftment, that is to attain Atma Jnana. Bhagavan blesses them with that. And also, if you relate it to our day-to-day lives, ultimately it is the thought which is behind any action. So first there should be a thought which is generated in the mind, which translates into either words or actions. So that right thought, it is very important to get the right thought at the right time to make the right decision. Ultimately, all our prayers, whether it's the Gayatri Mantra or many prayers, are for the Lord, for Bhagavan, to bless us with the right thought, with the right state of mind. So that is most important, because that is the seed for anything in life. Therefore, Bhagavan, whoever prays to Bhagavan with devotion, he will bless them with the right thought and the right yoga of wisdom. So this is the meaning of this verse. Now we'll move to the next verse. So we will be only dealing with the meaning briefly for some verses here and there, not for every verse, because like we already told you, this is mostly focusing on learning to chant. But some verses, you know, which are very significant and which we can dwell upon them for some time, we'll just briefly deal with the meaning and move ahead. Next verse, could I request Rama Bhagini please for repeating the next verse? तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम्
तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम्
अहमज्ञानजन्तमः
अहमज्ञानजन्तमः
नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
So Mahapranas tha here, bhavasthah bhasvata. Here again, ahamajnanajam tamaha. Anuswara followed by ta. We combine and chant it as ahamajnanajan tamaha. Teshamevanukampartham ahamajnanajan
तेषमेवानुकम्पार्थम्
Tesham, there is a Dirgha Bhagini, it is not Tesham eva, it is Tesham eva anukampartham. Tesham eva anukampartham ahamajnanajantamah.
तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहमज्ञानजन्तमः तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहमज्ञानजन्तमः
नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता.
नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता.
Mahaprana tha, please note that it should be chanted clearly, not as an alpa prana. And in some books, it might be given as Nashayam Yatma Bhavastho. That is again because of the Sandhi Karya there. When we split the Sandhi, we completely chant the Visarga. As it is at the end of a pada, we are chanting the Visarga completely here. Teshamevanukampartham ahamajnanajantamah नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थः भास्वतामृतवर्षभस्मभास्वतामृतवर्षभस्मभास्वतामृतवर्षभस्मभास्वतामृतवर्षभस्मभास्वतामृतवर्षभस्मभास्वता ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता
तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहमज्ञानजन्तमः नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता.
धन्यवादाः भगिनी, उत्तमम्. So like we learned in the previous verse, Bhagavan said he will bless the devotees who worship him with love and who are constantly thinking of him with buddhi yoga. In continuing from there, next he says tesham eva anukampartham. Anukampartham, in order to show compassion towards them, towards such devotees, aham Ajnanajam tamaha. Ajnanajam means born out of ignorance. Tamaha is darkness. So the darkness born out of ignorance, Atmabhavasthaha Bhasvata Jnanadipena Nashayami. So what does it mean? Bhagavan says, so the darkness which is born out of ignorance, so I destroy that darkness by the effulgent Jnana Deepa. By Bhasvata is shining or effulgent or full of lustre. By the Jnana Deepa, that is the lamp of knowledge which is shining, by that lamp of knowledge, I destroy the darkness in the devotees, that darkness which is born out of ignorance. And how does he do it? Atma Bhavasthaha, by dwelling in the devotee himself or herself. So again, this is Bhagavan says how he destroys ignorance and blesses the devotees with knowledge, with the bright shining jnanam, by dwelling in the devotee, Atma Bhavasthaha, by dwelling in the devotees themselves. So this is again a very significant verse. And let us move to the next verse now. Suvarna Sudagoni Bhagini. Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna Uvacha.
Param Brahma Param Dhama.
Param Brahma Param Dhama. Param Brahma Param Dhama.
Pavitram Paramam Bhavan.
Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Pavitram Paramam Bhavan.
Purusham Shashvatam Divyam.
Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam.
Adidevamajam Vibhum.
Adidevamajam Vibhum. Adidevamajam Vibhum.
Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna says. So please do not prolong cha. It is like I already said, it is a short vowel here. Param Brahma. Parandhama. Here again Anuswara followed by dha. So while combining it becomes Parandhama. Bhavan, bha is Mahaprana. Adi Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. Here Anuswara followed by di again. Optionally Shashvatam Divyam instead of Shashvatam Divyam. Adi Devamajam Vibhum. So I think we had one question previously. How is it when an Anuswara is followed by va? So like I explained in one of the classes, Anuswara followed by va, ya or la. Optionally you get the Anunasika sound, that is the nasal sound. So instead of Adi Deva Majam Vibhum, completely chanting the Anuswara, you can chant it as Adi Deva Majam Vibhum. I hope that's clear. So one way is chanting completely, like Adi Deva Majam Vibhum. When you get the nasal sound, you get the anuswara in half. That is Adidevamajau Vibhum. So that is also correct. It's an optional rule again, just to make you aware of it. Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna Uvacha.
Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan.
Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan.
Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevamajau Vibhum.
Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevamajam Vibhum. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevamajam Vibhum.
Please note this sha is purusham sha. Like I said, it should, your tongue twists more for the sha, purusham. Whereas this sha here and the next sha, that is Shiva or Shankara sha, that is shashvatam. Purusham shashvatam. This sha compared to this sha in purusham is softer. So purusham shashvatam. That subtle difference should be there in pronouncing this sha and this sha. Arjuna uvacha param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevamajam vibhum.
Arjuna Uvacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevamajam Vibhum.
Dhanyavadaha Bhagini. Let's move to the next verse. Anuradha Bhagini again. Ahustvam rishayas sarve.
आहुस्त्वां ऋषयः सर्वे आहुस्त्वां ऋषयः सर्वे
Devarshirnaradastatha.
देवर्षिर्नारदस्तथा देवर्षिर्नारदस्तथा
Asito devalo vyasaha.
हसितो देवलो व्यासः हसितो देवलो व्यासः
Swayam chaiva bravishi me.
स्वयं चैव प्रविशि मे स्वयं चैव प्रविशि मे.
Here the word is tatha. So please note the alpa prana followed by a mahaprana that has to be chanted very clearly. Swayam plus chaiva, anuspara followed by cha. Optionally we chant it as swayam chaiva. Bravishi, chaiva bravishi. Again here dvitvam. So a hrasva followed by a sanyuktakshara. Chaiva bravishi me. Ahustvam rishayas सर्वे देवर्षिर्नारदस्तथा.
आहुस्त्वां ऋषयः सर्वे देवर्षिर्नारदस्तथा आहुस्त्वां ऋषयः सर्वे देवर्षिर्नारदस्तथा
Asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
हसितो देवलो व्यासः स्वयं चैव प्रविशि मे असितो देवलो व्यासः स्वयं चैव प्रविशिमे।
आहुस्त्वां ऋषयः सर्वे देवर्षिर्नारदस्तथा असितो देवलो व्यासः स्वयं चैव ब्रवीषिमे।
आहुस्त्वां ऋषयः सर्वे देवर्षिर्नारदस्तथा असितो देवलो व्यासः स्वयं चैव प्रविशिमे।
उत्तमं, धन्यवादाः भगिनी। इदानीम् इषु सर्वमेतदृतं मन्ये
सर्वमेतदृतं मन्ये सर्वमेतदृतं मन्ये
यन्मां वदसि केशव
यन्मां वदसि केशव यन्मां वदसि केशव
न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिम्
न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिम् न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिम्
विदुर्देवानदानवाः
विदुर्देवानदानवाः विदुर्देवानदानवाः
सर्वमेतदृतं मन्ये यन्मां वदसि केशव
सर्वमेतदृतं मन्ये यन्मां वदसि केशव सर्वमेतदृतं मन्ये यन्मां वदसि केशव
न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिम् विदुर्देवानदानवाः
न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं विदुर्देवानदानवाः न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं विदुर्देवानदानवाः.
Here yanmam vadasi anuswara followed by va. You can chant it as yanmam vadasi or yanmau vadasi. The same rule, like I said, instead of the anuswara completely, you get the nasal, the anunasika sound. And here keshava, please note it is not keshava, it is keshava. So in this verse Arjuna is telling Lord Krishna that Bhagavan Vyaktim, your divine manifestations, Devaha Danavaha na viduhu, neither the gods nor the demons completely know of your divine manifestations. So in the next verses you will see Arjuna requests Bhagavan to reveal his manifestations, and then Bhagavan agrees, and then we have Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. We will come to those verses. So once more we will chant this. Sarvametadritam manye yanmau vadasi keshava nahi te bhagavan vyaktim vidurdevanadanavaha.
सर्वमेतदृतं मन्ये यन्मां वदसि केशव न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं विदुर्देवानदानवाः.
Uttamam Ishu, dhanyavadaha. Next verse Neha. Swayamevatmanatmanam
स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं
वेत्थत्वं पुरुषोत्तम
वेत्थत्वं पुरुषोत्तम वेत्थत्वं त्वं पुरुषोत्तम
भूतभावन भूतेश
भूतभावन भूतेश भूतभावन भूतेश
देवदेव जगत्पते
देवदेव जगत्पते देवदेव जगत्पते
Wait, tha is Mahaprana. Purushottama, please note it is a hrasva. That is a short vowel. Please do not prolong it. So, in continuing with what he said previously, Arjuna is telling Krishna here, Swayam eva atmanam vetha, O Purushottama, O Bhagavan, you know, only you know yourself, only you know your manifestations, because previously he said Danavaha, Devaha, the demons and gods do not know you, do not know your manifestations, only you know them. Bhuta Bhavana, O creator of all the beings, Bhutesha, O Lord of all the beings, Deva Deva, again it means Bhagavan or Lord of Lords, Jagat Pate, that is the Lord of the entire universe. So like you see, Arjuna is moving towards requesting Bhagavan to reveal his divine manifestations to him. Therefore it is called Vibhuti Yoga, the yoga of divine manifestations. Swayamevatmanatmanam vethatvam purushottama.
स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं वेत्थत्वं पुरुषोत्तम स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं वेत्थत्वं पुरुषोत्तम
भूतभावन भूतेश देवदेव जगत्पते
भूतभावन भूतेश देवदेव जगत्पते भूतभावन भूतेश देवदेव जगत्पते
स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं वेत्थत्वं पुरुषोत्तम भूतभावन भूतेश देवदेव जगत्पते
स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं वेत्थत्वं पुरुषोत्तम भूतभावन भूतेश देवदेव जगत्पते
Uttamam. Dhanyavadaha Neha. So some of you have requested me to repeat some verses. This is a practice we do every class. So again, this was on request by some of the attendees. I repeat all the verses in the end, whichever we have learned in that particular class, so that it would be a revision for all of you. So we will do that now from the 7th to the 15th verse. Eta vibhutin yogancha mama yo vetti tatvataha so vikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha aham sarvasya prabhavaha mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha macchitta madgata pranaha bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogantam yena mam upayanti te teshamevanukampartham ahamajnanajantamah नाशयाम्यात्मा भावस्थः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता अर्जुन उवाच परं ब्रह्म परं धाम पवित्रं परमं भवान् पुरुषं शाश्वतं दिव्यम् आदिदेवमजं विभुम् आहुस्त्वां ऋषयः सर्वे देवर्षिर्नारदस्तथा असितो देवलो व्यासः स्वयं चैव ब्रवीषि मे सर्वमेतदृतं मन्ये यन्मां वदसि केशव न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं विदुर्देवानदानवाः स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं वेत्थत्वं पुरुषोत्तम भूतभावनभूतेश देवदेव जगत्पते. So we have completed 15 verses. Today I was hoping we'll have some time for individual chanting. But what I suggest is all of you please practice these first 15 verses of Vibhuti Yoga. Next class, we will set aside some time for maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes at the end of the class for individual chanting. So the attendees, you will see a raise your hand option. Once you raise your hand, I will see your green signal here. I will call out your names individually. You will have to unmute yourself and then I can listen to your chanting. At the end of the chapter, we are going to have a revision session, Punaravartanam. I will be chanting the entire chapter without a break, after which the entire class is only to listen to the attendees. So you will have an opportunity to chant there. And like I already told you, we had started moving a bit faster with learning the verses by the end of the 9th chapter, but now as a lot of you have joined newly, we are again doing it slowly, pada by pada, then half verse, then full verse. Once I listen to some of you chanting and once you get comfortable with understanding where to pause each pada, etc., we will move a bit faster. So we will be completing more verses per class then. So for now, we are taking it a bit slow, but we will slowly pick up pace. I have answered some questions at the beginning of the class itself. Can you make the cursor bigger, please, Harish Bakshi Mahodaya? I will try to do it, but the thing is, this is a software which just gives us a standard size, and I have increased it to the maximum extent, as in the screen which I show you. I will see if it is still possible to increase the size of the cursor more, and will try, but like I said, it is an inbuilt thing in the software, so I'm not very sure how much it allows us to make it bigger. I have answered Anuswara followed by Va. Half aksharas are not counted. They are counted when you, for example, if you take this particular pada, Deva Deva Jagat Pate. So this entire K and Pa together is taken as one letter. So 1, 2, that is Deva Deva has 4 letters. Jagat Pate has 4 letters, 4 aksharani. So that is how we count. This Pa, this thing is taken as 1 letter. So that's how it is counted. I don't get the question. In that case, Vasudeva Kamath Mahodaya, in that case, I'm not sure what you're referring to here. Prabhavo Matta would be written as one word or separately. Maybe you could send me an email, because some questions, it will be clearer if you could send me an email with the question and the verse. I will be able to answer better. What is Yena? Yena means by whom. In Sanskritam, Yaha means who. Yena means by whom. Yes, somebody has said 28 Vardhanti Mahotsava of Jagat Guravaha, Shri Vidhushekara Bharati Sannidhanam. Yes, let us all pray and seek the blessings of Jagat Guravaha. Some say Jnana. Okay, it is not Jnana. Ramakrishna Rao Mahodaya has written about pronunciation of Jnanam. In fact, when you write it in English, the pronunciation is not very accurate. So it is not jnanam for sure. It is jnanam. Jna. Kshatra Gnya. Gnya is the letter. Again, that aksharam is a sanyukta aksharam. It is a combined letter of ja and nya. It is not a complete vyanjanam. It is a sanyukta aksharam. And it is pronounced as jnanam, not jnanam. Jnanam is not right. Jnanam is how it is pronounced. Please recite some shlokas. I have already recited those again. At the end, in verse, how many verses we can try to do each session? Like I said, initially we used to do like what we are doing now, 7-8 verses. Then we had come to 10 and we were going at the pace of 15 verses per class. And I think by the end of 9th chapter, we were doing about 20 verses or so. But that was because we would do pada and then full shloka, repeating just once. That is when you are able to understand the rules of sandhi and splitting and pada, etc. We will move faster. So then we will definitely go at a pace of say 15 verses on an average per class. But I'm taking it slow for the first 2-3 classes because we have a lot of newcomers, and I would like it that everyone understands the rules properly. Jyotirmayi Bhagini, in verse 10-13, at the end of first pada, it says sarve. Shouldn't it be sarvaha? Let me move. 13th verse. No, sarve is this ahustvam rishayah sarve. It is sarve, it is sarve itself, it is not sarvaha. Sarve rishavaha rishayah tvam ahuhu. So sarve is the word, it is not sarvaha. I hope that is clear. Nowhere it is sarvaha. I mean, it is not a sandhi or anything. The word itself is sarve. It means all. Okay, meaning of verses. A lot of people have asked me different verses. Like I said, it's really difficult to go through the meaning of each verse because then we will be going at a very slow pace, and also this class is focused on learning to chant perfectly. Shloka, Rasika Bhagini, 14 shloka, Bhagavan Vyaktim. Okay, let me move to the 14th shloka. Nahite Bhagavan Vyaktim. It is Bhagavan here. Bhagavan means, oh Bhagavan. It is what we call Sambodhana, that is vocative case in Sanskritam. Hey Bhagavan, oh Lord. Te Vyaktim Devaha Danavaha Na Viduhu. It is not Bhagavam, it is Bhagavan Vyaktim. Bhagavan is half nil at the end of Bhagavan. And it is not Bhagavan also, it is Bhagavan Vyaktim. I hope it is clear. Can you do Upajati and Anushtup difference? Upajati, once next 11th chapter has a lot of Upajati shlokas. That is a lot of 11 letters in each pada, bigger shlokas. Once we get there, you will automatically know the difference between Anushtup and Upajati. So once we come to Upajati, I will explain the difference there. All shlokas are not Anushtup. Most of them are, but like I said, when we come, I will explain the bigger verses, that is the Upajati Chandas. And Jagatpatehe, no, there is no Jagatpatehe at the end of 15th verse. It is Jagatpate. We do not add Visarga on our own. Only, this is again Jagatpate, again, when you learn the rules of Sanskritam grammar, it is called a vocative case, that is Sambodhana Prathama Vibhaktihi. All these, Purushottama, Bhuta Bhavana, Bhutesha, Devadeva, Jagatpate, they are all in Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti. So the Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti of Jagatpatihi would be the Prathama Vibhakti. The Sambodhana Prathama is Jagatpate. There is no Visarga at the end of it. So Visarga we cannot add as and when we want. Like for example, Sarve is the word, not Sarvaha. Sarvaha is there. There is a word Sarvaha in Sanskritam. But in the verse, it is Ahustvam Rishayas Sarve. Similarly here, Deva Deva Jagatpate. Had the word been Jagatpatihi in Prathama Vibhaktihi, then there is a Visarga. But here it is in Sambodhana Prathama and it is Jagatpate. So we cannot add Visargas as and when we like it. Only when it is there, then we should see whether it's a Sandhi or whether to split and chant accordingly. Okay, Venkat Narayana Mahodaya says it's my first class. Yes, we have all the recordings of previous classes. You would have already registered, Mahodaya, to attend this webinar. So all the previous recordings are available in our course page. You get the YouTube links to the video recordings. Or even if you go to YouTube and go to our channel, Vyoma Samskrita Pathashala, and search for Learn to Chant Bhagavad Gita, there are 51 recordings which have been uploaded so far, right from the Dhyana Shlokaha, all the first 9 chapters, and now the 10th chapter. Today's class, they will be uploading in 1 or 2 days within the next week, but all the previous recordings are uploaded, so they are very helpful. You can go through them. About an hour each is the recording, and you will be able to learn them. If there are any unanswered questions, please do email me. I will look into them and answer those questions. I think I've answered most of them, but if I've inadvertently missed any questions, please do send me an email. Next class, request you all to practice the first 15 verses, and we will be having individual chanting. The last verse of the last chapter. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishnaha Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutihi Dhrubani Tirmatirmama Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarvebhyah Hritpurvaka Namaskaraha. Dhanyavadascha. Thank you to all the attendees and to all our panelists today. Anuradha Bhagini, Ishu, Neha, Rama Shankar Bhagini, Suvarna Sudagoni Bhagini, and Prithvi. Thank you all so much. Agami Shanivasare Punar Milamaha. So coming Saturday at the same time at 5 o'clock, we will all meet again. Any questions, please do email me. If you send it to Vyoma, the Vyoma the Vyoma email, Sanskrit from home at Vyoma Labs, they will send it to me and then I will reply. So there might be some delay because they have to send me forward me the email and then I reply. The admin would do that. But if you send it to brinda.kl, that's my direct email ID, and I can answer your questions. Dhanyavadaha sarvebhyah hritpurvaka namaskaraha. Ram Ram Ram.